belief. When there is a problem, we must do something immediately. If a relationship begins to crack, we try to speak more, explain more, repair more. If a career path becomes unclear, we rush to search for a new plan, a new goal, a new strategy. If a sense of anxiety appears inside, we immediately try to fill it with action. In the mind of the ego, action is equal to safety. Doing something, whether it is right or wrong, still makes us feel that we are in control of our lives. But from the perspective of analytical psychology, this is one of the deepest illusions of human beings. Carl Jung once remarked very clearly about this tendency when he said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls." This statement is not only a psychological observation, it is also a warning. Instead of stopping to listen to what is happening inside, the ego often chooses the easier path: more action, more control, and forcing life to follow a certain direction. This creates a temporary feeling that we are being proactive. But deep inside, it is often only a subtle way of avoiding the truth of the soul. I remember a friend of mine named Sophia. She was the kind of person everyone thought was very energetic and highly driven. Sophia always had a plan for everything. If work became difficult, she would immediately set a new goal. If life felt slightly empty, she would sign up for a course, plan a trip, or start a new project. Her schedule was always full. But once, during a very long conversation late in the evening, Sophia admitted something she had never told anyone before. She said that sometimes she was afraid of empty moments. When there was nothing to do, she began to feel a vague uneasiness. And to avoid that feeling, she quickly searched for something new to do. Sophia's story actually reflects what many people are experiencing. We constantly do something not necessarily because it is needed, but because busyness makes us feel safe. The ego believes that if we stop, everything will collapse. So it pushes us to keep moving forward, keep acting, keep trying to control. But life does not operate entirely according to the logic of the ego. There are periods when constant action does not bring us closer to our path. In fact, it may even move us further away from it. Imagine that the human soul is like a deep lake. When the surface of the water is constantly disturbed, we cannot see its bottom. The harder we stir it, the more turbid the water becomes. Only when the surface becomes still can we begin to see what lies beneath. The human mind works in a similar way. When we constantly act because of anxiety, fear, or the desire to control, we make the surface of our soul chaotic. And in that state, it becomes very difficult to hear the subtle signals from within. Jung believed that the human soul is not merely a rational machine. Beneath our consciousness exists a deeper layer of the psyche, a place that contains intuition, symbols, and a form of wisdom that the ego cannot fully control. Many spiritual traditions call this deeper layer by different names, but in the experience of many people, it is also the place where they sense the quiet presence of God, a deeper form of guidance that the ego cannot force or command. When the ego rushes into action too quickly, it often ignores the signals coming from this deeper layer. And because of that, many people feel that even though they are doing many things in their lives, they still do not truly feel that they are moving in the right direction. They are busy, yet empty inside. They keep moving forward, yet they do not know where they are going. The paradox is that when people stop treating action as a shield that protects them, they begin to realize something very different. True safety does not come from controlling everything. It comes from the ability to listen to oneself. When we no longer feel the need to rush into action simply to calm the ego, we begin to have space to recognize what is truly happening within our soul. The deeper meaning here is this: life does not always require more action. Sometimes the most necessary thing is not to try harder, but to pause long enough to understand why we are trying. When people stop confusing action with safety, they begin to realize that calmness, listening, and honesty with oneself are the true foundations of wise decisions. And from that stillness, a deeper direction of life begins to appear, a path not forced by the ego, but gradually revealed by the quiet guidance of the soul. Number 2, when the soul withdraws its energy, why everything suddenly stops flowing. When people begin to realize that constant action does not always bring clarity, they often enter another experience, quieter, yet also more difficult to understand. This is the moment when everything in life suddenly stops flowing. Plans that once progressed smoothly begin to slow down. Work becomes heavier. Efforts that once brought results now seem ineffective. Many people describe this feeling as trying to row a boat on a river that has run dry. You keep rowing, you keep trying, but the boat does not move. A literary story can help us imagine this clearly. In the novel The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, the old fisherman Santiago has days when he sails out without catching a single fish. Other fishermen begin to think that his luck has run out, but Santiago does not panic. He does not throw his nets everywhere in desperation. He understands that the sea has its own rhythm. Some days the sea is full of fish, and some days the ocean is completely acting on. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. This rarely happens suddenly. It begins very subtly. A little fatigue, a little loss of enthusiasm, and gradually the feeling that everything in life becomes heavier than before, even though you are still doing the same things. To understand this more clearly, imagine that you are trying to grow a tree in soil that does not suit it. You water it more, add more fertilizer, and care for it more carefully. But the tree still grows weakly, not because you care for it incorrectly, but because that soil is not meant for it. When the tree is moved to more suitable ground, it begins to grow almost naturally. No forcing, no excessive effort, only the right environment. Human psychological energy functions in the same way. When you move in the right direction of your development, energy naturally appears. But when you force yourself along a path that no longer belongs to you, that energy gradually withdraws. And what confuses many people is that they think they need to try harder, when what is truly necessary is sometimes to stop. In modern life, many people experience this state without recognizing it. They work hard, set many goals, and constantly push themselves forward. But inside, they feel tired and empty, not because they are weak, but because the flow of their energy is moving toward a direction that no longer belongs to them. From Jung's perspective, when the soul withdraws energy, it does not do so to punish us. It does so to prevent us from continuing further down the wrong path. If energy continued to flow into that path, we might travel very far before realizing that we had lost our way. But when the energy withdraws, the ego is forced to slow down and reconsider its direction. For many people, these slower periods are also the moments when they begin to sense that a deeper form of wisdom is operating in life, something that many spiritual traditions call God. Not as a force that compels life to unfold according to our wishes, but as a quiet guidance that sometimes appears precisely in the moments that force us to stop. Periods when life suddenly becomes slower often carry a deep meaning. They are like a silent signal from within asking you to reconsider your direction. When you stop forcing everything to continue as before, you begin to notice things you previously could not see, your true desires, deeper values, and sometimes an entirely different path. Therefore, when you enter a phase in which everything seems to stop flowing, what you need to do is not panic or force yourself forward at all costs. What you need to do is simply slow down long enough to observe where your energy is truly alive and where it is gradually draining away. Sometimes that very listening will open a direction that you could not previously see. And if you have ever experienced a period when everything in life suddenly slowed down like this, leave a comment. I've been there. Sometimes just a few